Bam! Live. Welcome to the show tonight. Pro Se Legal School. I'm Coach Neighbors, and we bring some fire to the table tonight. Let's get everything lined up here. You guys, if you're coming here from Facebook, please go to this link and give StreamYard permission to use your Facebook username. So when you leave a comment, we know who you are and you can take credit for it one way or the other. So this is a good way or the highway. So please do that so we know who we're talking to and everybody can have an idea of what's going on. I'm just going to leave that rolling across the screen. Ooh, my volume is coming in too much. Okay, that should be better. Sorry about that if I blew your eardrums out. I am learning how to run my equipment a little. I learned how to run a few things. I didn't want to throw it out there too far and have you guys expect a lot out of me with the equipment thing. But we're making it work out and we're getting it done, looking good. So I'm just going to leave that there for you guys. What's up, Gino? Go to that link and give us permission to use your name. And welcome, William. Sorry, Gino, I didn't get you on there. I was clicking too fast. So we're going to get rolling. We got a lot to talk about tonight. So we are going to get on the program. Now, I put a link in the page or in the comment section over here to the mortgage fraud foreclosure package. The mortgage fraud foreclosure offensive lawsuit package is what we're using in the online course. Now, the online course got shut down by Teachable when Nikki sent me her video showing a review video showing that she had helped someone get their deed removed from the office and delivered, and she didn't even have to file the lawsuit to get it done. So yeah, that was pretty powerful. That was like a 1-2 punch, and the attorneys over at Teachable got a little grumpy, and they deleted my course. So I'm in the process of putting the course on my own website. And my son has a course that he's putting on the website too that teaches people how to invest their money and do different things. And we're both still working on that. But in the meantime, I wanted to make sure people had access to the lawsuit package that we used in the online course. So I named it the Mortgage Fraud Package, and then upgraded it with the demand for sanctions motion. The demand for sanction demand I structured specifically for the mortgage fraud lawsuit package. And that document is what you guys need to be using to crush the state court process. Period. I don't care what it is. Yeah, that document. And you can use it if you're in the eviction process as well, which is what we're going to talk about tonight, the eviction process. Welcome to the show, Roger. We're not talking about that tonight since I'm the coach. We're going to talk about what I got scheduled to talk about. You can bring this to our group, to the Facebook page connected to my website, and we could talk about it, or you can message me in Messenger. But since I'm the coach here, we're going to talk about what I want to talk about because I think that's why the people are here. Thank you, Jen. We're not here to talk about your personal situation. We're talking about group stuff tonight. You're welcome, Raj. Now, I'm going to get rolling here because we got a lot to cover tonight. So, one of the things we're going to talk about tonight, the main thing, well, two main things. There's always a couple of main things. We're going to talk about the strategy that we use to shut down the foreclosure eviction process. I think that's probably one of the main things that caught a lot of people's attention about tonight's live stream. Then we're going to talk about the first steps that you must take when you receive something from the court, and we're probably going to talk about that first because I think that's kind of hot. Then there have been a few upgrades. There have been I upgraded the 42 USC foreclosure package some time ago, but I didn't really talk about it. So we might get to that tonight. And what I would like people to do is to look at it and see if you can tell me what I put in it just out of the blue. There's something out of the blue just stuck in there that we're using to punch these people in the face and crunch the state court process. Crush the state court process in crunches. Crush. And I'd like for you guys to take a look at it. Whoever can figure out what I talk about, what's out of place in that 42 USC foreclosure package, if you can figure out what's out of place in that package, there is something special that I'll be emailing over to you. So for the first three people, okay, the first three people that can tell me what I injected into that 42 USC 42 USC 1983 foreclosure package. What I injected in there, it doesn't make sense with anything else in the package. But when those fools see it, it's a problem. So the first three people let me know what that is in that lawsuit package. And something cool. So, but before we get started, I want to talk about a couple of things. I'm on the bitch wagon, okay? I'm on the B wagon. So, guys, please don't call me and leave me long voice messages about your stuff like I agreed to take your case. I'm not an attorney. I don't take anybody's case. I don't do that. Oh, wait. I help my sister, okay? But I'm pretty sure none of you guys are going to rank on the same level as my little sister, okay? So please remember, don't leave me long messages. As a matter of fact, I don't have time to check your messages anyway because the spam people call, and now the spam people leave voicemails. Like, anybody ever calls their ass back? Are you kidding me right now? I get 5, 6, 7 spam calls a day, and probably because my phone number's all over the place. I don't know, but anybody has an app for kicking these spam people's ass, send it to me, call me, and we'll figure something out. I'll make it worth your while. But anyway, so I get all these spam. I don't have time to sit and listen to voicemails. The best way to contact me, if you call and I don't answer your phone, is to leave me a short message. Hey, I'm calling about a foreclosure situation. I have a question about the lawsuit package pertaining to my whatever. Okay, something short. Don't call me to ask me what you need to get off the website or what package you need to use, because I'm not going to tell you. If you call me and ask me what to do, I'm going to tell you I don't tell you what to do. I coach you after you get yourself in the program. Okay. But here's the thing. You got to get your own ass to the gate. And you get yourself to the gate by going to my website and reviewing the description of the lawsuit package that you think you need, or look at all of them so that you can figure out which one's going to work best for your situation. If you can't figure out which one of those packages is going to work for your situation, and if you have questions, you can call me or you can email me, okay? But you can't call me or email me what to do, okay? I will answer specific questions about my package or how this relates to whatever. But I don't tell people what to do because, believe me, I've been doing this for a minute, and I pretty much tried that and didn't work out very well because people, In this program where you're fighting fraud, we're still learning. We're still learning with things that we need to be, addressing, whatever. So, in this program, there's nobody telling you what to do. You have to train your brain in order to fit into the non-conventional system and start punching the people in the face that are actually the ones that are trying to screw you over. Okay, and that would be the state, because the state is the one that has your deed in their office and committed real estate deed fraud. I'm sure you heard me say that, and that would be the prosecutor or the attorney that signed. Oh wait, the judge, the judge who signed on to send your ass to jail or to give your property away should be added to the. Oh wait, if you watch the updated instructional videos, all 6 of them, all 6. Okay, maybe there might be more than 6 by the time your ass gets around and watching them. The updated instructional videos on my YouTube channel outline the new things that we've learned when we done away with the judicial and non-judicial foreclosure package. We no longer use them. Now we go after the why. The why, not the what, not what they did. We go after the why they're able to line your ass up in their administrative court and violate you like they did. If you don't attack the why, they're gonna keep doing it. You can attack the what all day. The what opens up the door for arguing, and when the arguing's done, their buddy just gets to help them. I mean, I know. I play football and college and I box. Pretty simple. So I had to keep everything simple so I can keep up. So we don't argue the what anymore. I don't like getting punched in the face. We're going to argue the why. The procedures, the day-to-day procedures to state use is the why. And one of the things that bugs me is please don't call me while you're driving. Okay? If you have to multitask, then you have a problem with your freaking priorities. Okay? I don't even want to talk to you while you're driving or while you're doing other stuff. Because I have people that call me while they're driving, and I don't know they're driving until we get done talking and they hang up, and then they call me back to ask me to tell them the same shit I just talked about for 15 minutes, and then they let me know while I was driving. So you can see where that would be a problem. And one last thing before I get off this B wagon is, guys, please don't call me before 10 o'clock in the morning. Okay. I stay up late at night every stinking night. And at 10 o'clock in the morning, and I used to take the calls from people, because I wanted to be here for, and so then I had a couple of people call me from New York, and I'm just going to throw it out. 10 o'clock in the morning, and I was drinking my stinking tea, trying to wake up, and they thought I was like hungover from being drunk or something. I didn't know. And so anyway, I'm not ready to talk to people at 10 o'clock in the morning because my brain's not ready and not ready to do stuff. So it's going to work out better to call me after 10 o'clock in the morning. So now let's just get on to the fire. Oh, wait, one last thing. I wanted to do one last thing. Well, no, we're going to start with this first. Please don't, when you receive something from the court, don't contact me until you've done these things that I'm about to talk about right now, okay? If you contact me before you've done these things and you contact me in Messenger, which is where you need to be contacting me because I don't take all these phone calls. If you contact me in Facebook Messenger, after you friend me on Facebook so I can see you, then I can accept you and friend you back, whatever, then you can communicate in Messenger. So when you receive something from the court, these are the things that you need to do before you even think about contacting me, okay? The first thing you need to do is you need to Google that shit. You need to research. You need to understand what it is they're trying to do. You need to understand why they're trying to do it. And you need to understand the goal that they're going to accomplish from getting this done, okay? And then you need to figure out what you need to do to crush their ass, okay? So when you communicate with me, it should be, hey, they sent me the such and such letter, or they filed a demand for summary judgment, and I researched it. This is what that means, and this is why I think they filed it, and this is what I think I need to do. Now you put all that in nice little. Now I can coach you. I can help you. I can say, okay, what you're thinking about is a great idea. What you're thinking about is not that good idea. You might want to. Now I have an idea where you are. People calling me, want me to tell them what to do and all that shit. Look, it don't work like that. I'm not an attorney. What we're doing, I'm still learning how to do it. Okay. Now, if you telling me where you are and I understand what you understand and what you know, then I can help you. Hey, you might want to tweak this. You might want to do this over here. And I can explain it to you in a way where you understand, because I understand where you are. So when you contact me and you haven't done no damn homework, you just got that shit in the mail and you're like, oh, there's no value in that for you or me. And I'm just going to throw it out there so everybody understands. I don't coach on my phone. I do not coach on my phone. Now, for the people who invest in the prosecutor eliminated package or the online course, my premium package that costs the most, I have a communication protocol set up, and those people know what it is because they watch the instruction videos and they read the description for the product, so they know what to expect. Now, if you call me and make me coach on my phone, I'm not going to hang up on you. Okay, I'm going to tell you I don't coach on my phone, and then if I'm in like a kind of good mood, then I'm usually going to go ahead and tell you what it is that you're asking, or at least send you where you can go educate yourself, because I don't really hold people's hands, and you can't go to school and ask the teacher what the damn answer is. I don't care if you're facing eviction, you're facing whatever. You're here to learn how to protect your stuff, and so that's what we want to stay focused on. So when you receive something in court, you need to figure out what it is they sent you, why they sent it to you, what they're trying to do to you, and what you think you need to do to defend your property and crush their ass. And then when you bring those 4 or 5 things to the messenger chat, oh, I can look at that. Hey, this is what they do. This is what they did. I already know everything they do. Okay, so when you tell me what they did, and then you whatever, and this is what you think it is, and this is what so I can understand the whole thing. I know where you are. I can help you. Oh, you might want to add this, or you might want to do this over here, tweak that. You might want to maybe not do that yet. I mean, yeah. But for the people who just call me and want me to tell them everything, I just tell them to sound like they need an attorney. Now, stopping the eviction process. That's what we want to talk about. I think that's what most people need to understand. So we're going to spend a little time on that. Stopping the eviction process. Now, in a lot of places, the eviction process is done in municipal court. So we're going to talk about that first. Now, I got these people that think, oh, well, I'm not in municipal court. It don't matter what damn court you're in, if you understand what we're doing. So please focus on that. But we want to be specific on this, because if you don't get this right, then it's it is very costly. So now, it don't mean you're out of the ball game and you're done, but it does mean that your shit might get thrown in the yard. So, and if you're in my program, that'll be bad, because if you get your stuff thrown out in the yard, I'm gonna have to make you run laps when you get it under control or whatever. Okay, well, no, I never yelled at anybody that got their shit thrown out in the yard. There's only been a few people that I'm aware of, and 2 of them that come to mind right off the top of my head were people that asked me to stand down because I was getting a little grumpy with their ass. One of them came to me asking me questions because their attorney friends told them this, and they didn't believe what I said. So if you know me or been around here or any length of time, you know that that's the worst thing that you can tell me is that your attorney friend said this and telling me, that. Of course, I'm like, well, dude, go get your attorney friend and have them help your ass because you're going to need them as long as you believe this shit. And it's sad, but that's what happened to him. So don't put yourself in that situation. Stop an eviction process. One of the most important things to remember stop an eviction process is if the eviction is done in municipal court is a fake court. Municipal court is not connected to the state court. It's a fake court. Municipal court, traffic court, that court is a fake court. It's not connected to the state court process. And, well, none of the courts are going to respect your constitutional rights unless you sue their ass. But I'm just going to say this for the sake of the conversation so you understand. So it's a fake court. So if you file something in a fake court, so like say if you're a municipal court facing an eviction process, I'm going to file a 42 U.S.C. 1983 lawsuit package in municipal court and jam their ass up. Well, basically what you're doing is you're allowing I'm talking about stopping the foreclosure eviction process, which is what I have written in the beginning of my thing, Ryan. So keep that in mind. It's a fake court. And municipal court is a fake court. It gets its jurisdiction from the city ordinance. And when I read that when I was fighting my $10 seatbelt tickets a whole bunch of years ago, I beat them over the face. Yep, municipal court is a fake court. So if you file your lawsuit in municipal court, basically what you're doing is you're allowing the fake court to control. Do you see what I'm saying? So when you file your lawsuit in municipal court or file anything in municipal court to stop the foreclosure eviction process, then all they're gonna do is throw your shit in a basket over there, and they're gonna get on the phone to the sheriff's department, and move your ass up on the eviction list, and get the people out to your house real quick before they have to answer to any of the stuff that you brought. Basically, when you do that, you're asking them to police themselves. So no, and people that know that doesn't happen. And generally, the judge in municipal court is not even an attorney. Or excuse me, the judge in municipal court is not a judge, it's an attorney. Attorney that's hired by the city to run their cash cow operation. Check. So what you have to do, what we are doing to crush the state court foreclosure eviction process is we file the 42 USC lawsuit in state court. We started out doing a counterclaim and then moving in and all of that, and it got complicated because they're calling the phone, stalling, playing back and forth. So we add the state, the judge, and the attorney or the prosecutor or whatever, right to it. Yep. And we file it in state court, in the real state court. Now, if you're already in state court and you're not in municipal court, then you just file your own lawsuit in state court and do not let them connect the two together. You see what I'm saying? The beauty of doing this is now you're the one driving the bus, and instead of riding in the back on a trailer connected to the bus, you're the one driving the bus and making the rules. If it's your lawsuit, then they got to answer to you. If you allow them to connect your stuff to their shit, then they're going to stick controlling it just like they're doing. So you have to file your lawsuit in state court to address the eviction process. You have to go after the state court people that we generally add to your foreclosure. And then if you have eviction situation, then you don't want to add the eviction people on there too, is what I would do. Keeping in mind, the more people you add, the more complicated it gets. But when you're trying to get this stopped, you got to do whatever it takes. And if you're not willing to do whatever it takes, you're gonna struggle in my program. Now, the mortgage fraud package, we have a couple of extra punches added to that package. They were also in the online course, and that's why that package is considerably more. And I think the first document that you'll be filing in that would be the demand for sanctions. Now, demand for sanctions is also in the other package too, but it's not the same as a demand for sanctions for specifically structured for the mortgage fraud. It's badass. It's pretty cool. I mean, I keep saying it's some of my best work, right? Thanks to the people in the group that have helped us get to where we are now. Now we're addressing the issue of the day-to-day procedures and policies that they use to violate your due process. Yeah, and they can't argue that, and they can't change them. So it makes this thing pretty damn nifty. Good evening, Dalton. Oh, Roger, you have to ask those people that because I'm not an attorney, so I don't, I just, I structure the packages, I sell the packages, and I coach people. Now, what happens in a lot of cases, and you would have to ask them. I have a couple of reviews about the property tax package, but as you know from your comment here, not very many in the end showing that. Well, I did. You can go to my YouTube channel and punch in reviews, and I have there's you can look at the one that I got from Nikki Ross, who's a legal coach who actually helped someone coach them using my stuff get their deed delivered to their house without even filing a lawsuit. So I don't know when you say I never put the results on the air. I don't put anybody's results on the air. If people send me a review about their results, then I post them. Otherwise, I don't really spend a lot of time talking about them because here's how I feel about that. When I first started out, it was great to have reviews, and I asked for them, but I didn't make a big deal about them because this whole shit is personal that I'm helping people learn how to do or whatever. And then after we got rolling, then it got to the point where I don't really care much about. I mean, if people leave me a review, I'd love to have it, and I have a whole bunch of reviews I don't have time to post. But what happens in most cases, and when attorneys get their ass kicked, when attorneys get their asses kicked, is they force you to sign non-disclosure statement that obviously you're not going to discuss or whatever. So that's all I can say about that, Roger. But what I can say is the reason why I don't spend a lot of time on this or people who ask me questions like this is because those people haven't done their homework. If you guys did your homework, you would understand that what we're teaching here makes sense, and you wouldn't be sitting around worrying about how many people won or whatever before you decide to spend $600 to save your property. No offense, but the property tax package is on sale for $600, and that package has been around for a long time. Now, I will say this. I'm like the only legal service that I know that doesn't have a bunch of negative reviews. And as a matter of fact, my Google review page got shut down because the attorneys complained to Google that I didn't have a storefront. Yeah, I had a nifty way to get around that, but you know what? All right. And then Facebook ad got shut down because the attorneys told them that I was scamming people, telling them that I could teach them how to stop foreclosures without an attorney. So people need to realize that attorneys run these corporations for these people who mostly are not that smart. Because I mean, I guess there's some advantages that you get from the corporation. But when they tell me I can't go into court and represent myself, I got to have their slime ass attorney. Okay, well, that just starts in the toilet for me. But the attorneys run the corporations, and they tell people what they want, and they tell the people that own the corporation what they're supposed to be doing or whatever. And so, they call all the time and cause problems, right? But I'm still here. And yeah, they tried 3 times to shut me down. The state of Kansas tried 3 times to shut me down. And I'm sure you can see those if you just Google my name, but you probably didn't do that because you're busy trying to find other people to ask if my property tax package is. So I'm just going to help you, Roger. The property tax package addresses the fact that the property tax situation started after they illegally registered your deed in their office. There's no law that says your deed should be registered in their office. And the registration of your deed in their office, Roger, allowed them to put the first illegal lien against your property. And most people don't realize that the first illegal lien was the mortgage lien. And here's the reason it was illegal. If there were several people who owned property, okay, before anybody could sign a lien, all of those people would have to be present, right? Yep. So the fact that the alleged lender accepted the homeowner's signature, Roger, accepted your signature on the lien, shows that you own the property already, and I smell stink. Now, just in case you haven't done your homework, which I don't think you have, or you would be asking me different questions. Just in case you haven't done your homework, yeah. So once the illegal lien was put on your property, that allowed the lender to start jamming you up for the mortgage payments. Now, I can't say, I have to ask stuff as a question because they keep trying to get me shut down. So, if your lien was not registered in their office, would they be able to verify that there was a mortgage lien against your property? Oh, well, Roger, in case you haven't thought about this yet, or if you're catching up with me or whatever, I don't know. But think about this. There's no law that says your deed should be in their office. There's no law that forces anybody to register their deed in their office. Oh yeah, the attorneys will tell you, "Oh, we want you to register it so no one can access your deed, so you can have, oh yeah. That's such bullshit, dude. Back in the day, people kept their deed in their Bible, in their freaking safety deposit box, in their Bible in the house, in the basement somewhere. There was none of all of this stuff. So in order for someone else to get on your deed, they'd have to show it paperwork that was what do you call it, notarized prior to your you see what I'm saying? So the fact that these attorneys are telling all these lies to people, you got to put your shit in the office so we can keep them, is ridiculous. And I'll tell you right now, when I structured the non-judicial foreclosure package some years ago, I had to go back and figure some shit out because it wasn't working out like that. Yep. That deed being registered in their office allows them to do all that they're doing. In non-judicial situation, there's a power of sale clause in the deed of trust that allows them, the little tiny clause that they didn't, and there's other stuff in there too. If you read the whole thing, you'll see there's other stuff in there that you agreed to pay the attorneys full fees and pay all this stuff. Should you go into default? Yep, you agreed to all of that shit because you're a bitch ass. Excuse me. Your attorney told you to sign in, right? Yep, everything's good. I have people in Texas when I first started doing this, and they had all the documentation, the lien release, all of the stuff showing that the property was totally paid off, but they're in foreclosure. How's it happen? Oh, we figured it out. The attorneys went down to the county recorder's office, pulled up your property information, and made a photocopy of your property information, and then went back and filled out an assignment and filed that shit against your property. And these attorneys know that in foreclosure that you probably have probably a 70, maybe a 90% chance you ain't gonna figure out what the hell's going on and do anything. And for the people that hire an attorney, they know that your ass is going down the tube, because that attorney that they hire is automatically going to get a cut of what they steal from you to throw your ass under the bus in the end, in addition to what they get from you for the fake help. Uh-huh. And that's just the way the system is set up. Now, so why is the attorney ain't gonna help you? Because the attorney's friends down the street are the ones that are coming after your ass. And the attorney's friends down the street are doing the same shit. And so people he's going after, uh-huh. And see, this is one of the biggest things that people miss out in my program. Okay, they're oh well, we're just going to take this stuff and we're going to follow it like it's a conventional stuff, and I'm going to use the challenge jurisdiction first. To hell with watching instructional videos or listening to anything that came from the feedbacks of 600 people, and now with all that, we're just going to use it as conventional. And then those people end up calling me later. And one of the worst things that you could ever do, in my opinion, is file an amendment because the judge asked you to file an amendment. If the judge asks you to file an amendment to my lawsuit package, there's only one reason why the judge would want you to do that, so that they can take out the shit that's, And when you do that, you're going to be facing the eviction process without the fire that you need to cover your ass. And I had 2 people tell me that the judge told them to do an amendment. And I said, no, you don't want to do an amendment. Why are you going to amend it? Well, and they told me, it's okay, coach. It's sad. I don't know why anybody would trust what the judge is telling you to do. Seriously? The judge is getting paid by them. Oh, it's the federal judge. Who's paying the federal judge? Who's been on the phone the whole time you've been trying to get this done, figuring out ways to slow your ass down? Okay? Yeah. Dude, you never should. If I would sue the judge first before I amend anything that I paid for from somebody like me who hates their asses. So I'm just saying. Now, here's what happens. When you do things like amend your complaint because the judge wants you to, there's other shit that you've done too because they want you to. They keep telling you to do. And then they tell you to go to the CFF, the CFF, whatever, that agency, and let them handle your case. And you go over there and then you let them take over. And now none of the other courts have jurisdiction because they're going to say you're over there, and they got to wait till over there. And the whole time they're going to be on the phone to the sheriff's department to get somebody over to your house. So, and so here's the bad thing about all of that. And that is, when you start doing all this other stuff that the judge wants you to do, I can't help you anymore because you haven't been doing what we've learned that we need to be doing. So when you do all this other stuff, I can't help you, especially if I send your email and I'm talking to a specific person. I send you an email with 5 or 6 things that I need to understand to be able to help you figure out how to get out of this. And I don't get a response from those things that I said, that I asked to be explained to me. So I'm just saying, when you don't follow the program, you put yourself out there in the left field by yourself, because most of the people understand why I have the program and the value in following the program, and what happens when you don't. And what happens when you don't is it's just kind of a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. Before you run out of road. No, I'm not talking about renting. I don't put together anything for renters. So that's how that goes. I teach people how to control the court process, and if you do your work, you can use my stuff to do different things. But I don't stand behind that because that's not what I structured my stuff for. So, well, you do whatever they said if you want to. I mean, if you want to ask me, then this is not where I talk about individual stuff, and you know that. If you want to talk to me, then you should friend me on Facebook and talk to me in Messenger. That's where I coach. And that's one other thing I want to talk about. I have a couple of other pages. People like the page. If you like the page, you're not communicating with me. You're communicating on that page, and I check that page every 2 or 3 days. If you are interested in coaching, you have to friend me on Facebook and communicate with me in Messenger. That's how this works. The group thing, the rescue group, all that crap, you get in the group when you get past the first few steps, and I understand, and I feel like you understand what we're doing. Then I'll consider you for the group. Right now, the way this works is you get one-on-one coaching in Messenger. So, but for me to see you, you have to friend me on Guy Neighbor's Facebook page. And if your name is not the same name that I know from your paperwork, then I'm probably not going to. I'm probably going to delete your ass. So I'm just saying, I don't waste my time with nutty people, and nutty people are the ones that So you gotta let me know. Hey, this is whatever. This is my hell. You can even throw in your damn your checkout number or whatever, but basically, if you tell me who you are, I look at every single sale that I have. I check every single one I send. So far, I've been able to send out emails to everybody that purchased my stuff. When your name comes across, if you tell me hey, I'm so and so, I'll understand who you are. If you don't, then we're gonna have trouble. Okay, be free. I love your question. But this is a good question. This is a question from someone who has some kind of idea about the fraud that goes on in state court. Okay, I love this. So I'm going to start out answering this question this way. And then you guys might have to remind me to get back on base. But this is how I'm going to start answering. Statutes and codes are not valid laws. The foreclosure statute is not a valid law. The criminal statute is not a valid law. They don't have enacting clauses. They don't have titles. They don't have bodies. Those are three things that the Constitution and the federal law mandate. So, okay. So that's the groundwork we're going to start out on. Okay. What I like to do is file federal case law in state court because it jams their ass up in a bad way. And right, yeah, you're right. They don't like to honor it. Well, they don't have to honor it. Be free. If you're in my program, you learn how to shove it in their face. Now, here's the thing. There is no difference between using federal case law in state court than there is using Supreme Court case law in any of the other two courts. There's no difference. No difference at all. You can use federal case law in state court all freaking day long, and all my stuff is there. You see you see what I'm doing? There ain't nobody saying no. Well, there is, but they don't matter. Now, so with that being said, now here's the other thing. Sweetie, we're not trying to argue anything in state court. Statutes are not valid laws. In my opinion, the state statutes are federal laws that have been watered down to give the state the upper hand in all shit. Now, go look them up if you think I already did. I looked them up. And the state laws are federal statutes. They've just been watered down to give the state. Oh, wait, they're supposed to be the same. Uh-huh. They're supposed to be the truth in comments. They're supposed to be, no, but they're not, because they're fraud. So, but here's the beautiful thing. Here's the beautiful thing. The beautiful thing is that you can't respond to federal case law in state court with state shit. Uh, nope, it don't go that way. So these are some of the cool things that you learn in my program. How to use their own shit against them to punch them in the face. Yep. And we got people in the Facebook page, people I know. I don't know if anybody's here is using my stuff, but yeah, I'm using my stuff, and I think David is. So I don't think anybody's having any problem with the state court not accepting. Oh, wait, let me explain to you why they don't have a problem. Be free. I love this. Because we're suing the state and the judge because the state committed real estate deed fraud. They're holding your original deed and they made you a copy of it and mailed it to your house. Now, if I made a copy of a security and mailed it to you to make you think that you're in charge of some shit or whatever, yeah, they'd be knocking on my door. If they probably wouldn't wait till in the morning. Yeah. So the state is the one that started it. The judge signed on without an injured party or damaged property, and the judge is getting paid by the state. Not only paid, I'm sure he's getting a pension and some free houses. Okay, scratch the free houses. He's paying for them when the people bring my stuff to the table, right? So that's how we do that. We don't care. In my program, we don't care about all the limitations and about that. Yeah. So we're not trying to litigate nothing in the state court. Our goal is to jam up the players on the state court level to stop their process, to move you out on the 50-yard line, where you can throw some passes into the end zone. That's what we do. And then once you get that done, you file your stuff in federal court. And then you get all the parties served. Well, it's the same lawsuit. All you got to change to the very top. Well, you got to change the plaintiffs around or whatever. Okay. You file in federal, you get all the parties served. And then you demand that the federal judge order those assholes to the table, to the settlement table. Why? Because if they couldn't respond to the state court beatdown, they got no standing to say shit in federal court. So you order the judge, order them to the settlement table. I know what you're thinking. I know what you're all thinking. What if the judge is, well, then you can add the judge to your shit. Unless you got a problem punching the judge. The judge is the one you got to punch at the gate anyway. That's what we learned in I don't know how many years of doing all this stuff and taking punches. We ain't taking the punches no more. Taking the judge out, taking out the paid assassin. That'd be the judge. The state's the one bankrolling the whole program. State's added to the lawsuit too, because state committed real estate deed fraud to get your deed in their office. So it don't matter if you're facing tax lien foreclosure, if you're facing a foreclosure, if you're facing HOA, if you're facing a neighbor trying to take your shit because you've been, it don't matter. Whoever's trying to take your shit, you want to hold them responsible for the mortgage fraud due to conspiracy. Add account of conspiracy. Oh, now they're all together. And now the HOA is like, what? No, I can't. No, yeah, you're right here. You told them to do all this just so you could do. Oh, B, you got be free. You got so much power here. We just need to learn how to use it. And that's what we're doing. So I hope I answered your question. You just got to do it. And if you take your stuff down to the to the clerk to be filed, and the clerk give you a hard time, just ask them, excuse me, can I talk to your supervisor? My legal team told me you guys are going to pull this shit on me. So I'm supposed to ask for the supervisor. Okay. So, hello, Mr. Supervisor. I know you guys read my shit in the back room, back there, because I was back there for a long time. So my question to you is this. Do you have authority to make a legal decision on my pleading? Yes, no. Because my legal team says you don't. And if you do, then if you tell me you do, and you do make then my legal team is they're already making the paperwork because they already said you're going to ignore me. Yeah, just dude, the facts. In my document and my stuff, you get the real facts that attorneys do not want your ass to know. And that's what you need to be talking about when they call you on the phone. Oh, the payments. Oh, I know. Dude, I need you to call down there and tell them fools to deliver my deed. The state law says that my deed's supposed to be delivered to me. Read the state law. You know where it is. That's why you're dragging my ass in court to uphold what you're saying is the law. Well, the statute's for you, not for me, because I'm not a U.S. citizen. So, yeah. And the state law said y'all are supposed to deliver my deed. And so there's no law that says I have to put it in your office. So I'd like to know when my legal team can come down and pick it up, because my ass ain't going down there. Okay, sorry. I'm getting carried away. Thank you, Anna. We don't play around here. What's up, Mr. Miller? Welcome to the show tonight, young man. And before I close out, one last thing I want to touch on. And, I've had a couple of people tell me that they're not sure where to start because they don't have a mortgage. And so if they don't have a mortgage, they have a copy of the deed. So, and I actually had one person tell me that they have the original. I'm like, no, I don't think so. I'm pretty sure you don't have the original deed unless your property was like 120 years old. And yeah, so no, I don't think you have the original deed. But anyway, yeah. So those people who think that, I don't have a mortgage, if you don't have your deed, then you're still having a problem with property tax. And more likely than not, that's why you sought me out in the first place. And that is because you don't have your deed. You have a copy, and a copy is freaking worthless, and it's counterfeiting and all of that. So to go after them, you could go after them for the mortgage fraud and hold all of the people coming after you for the tax stuff accountable, or you go after them for the tax stuff and hold the mortgage fraud people accountable. You could take the demand for sanctions and put the tax information in it and jam the ass up with that, because that demand for sanctions is like a mini lawsuit that was designed to crush their ass at the gate without having to pay filing fees. And you're only crushing the attorney. So you're leaving the judge over there, and you could ask the judge if you need to, but you don't need to if you do this right. People forget the attorney's number one job is to protect the judge. Okay? Attorney's number one job is to protect the judge. And that's one of the reasons why we have the strategy that we use now. Okay? Attorney one job, protect the judge. Well, we need to be going after the judge. Oh, wait. Judge has been paid by the state, so it has conflict of interest. Yeah, we do need to be going out. Yeah, I think we got the program tweaked pretty good right now. So if you guys are facing a foreclosure eviction process, you need to get that process stopped by filing your claim in state court. You have to file your claim in the state court to against the players and all the people that done the foreclosure and do it. You know, we talked about different strategies or whatever that you can use, but that's the main way. You also have to file in federal court after you stop the state court process. And that's the only way. It's sad that you got to file two lawsuits to stop the eviction process, but we're figuring out how to get it done for the people who are willing to do whatever it takes. So, thank you guys for the value of sharing your time. I'm going to get back to work. To work. I'm going to get to work. Stay in the ring, guys. Keep punching. Head over to the website if you're new at this and take a look at your legal options. I don't know what ended, but I haven't ended the show yet. But I have now.